Welcome to the Cast, where we bring you all things science, engineering, technology, and innovation. Today, we are joined by Mindaugas Maciulis, the founder and CEO of Strategic AI Advisors. He's a go-to strategy for AI-driven business transformation, specifically helping mid-market companies cut through the hype and turn AI into measurable profits. With a background of scaling a startup to 70 million in revenue, he brings a practical, no-nonsense approach. His 5A framework is designed to deliver tangible results. In this episode, we will break down how businesses can move from pilots to profits and why waiting on AI is a risky strategy. So, Min, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you here today. So, let's quickly dive in. Many AI pilots fail to scale. What is the most common reason, in your opinion, why companies' AI projects stalls?
Yeah, the has becoming a bigger and bigger concern. So many people underestimate and overestimate in some cases what AI can do, right? So everything from the integration point of view, from assessing the mindset of the teams and how they can leverage. So projects stall because a lot of companies still don't understand fully how to deal with AI projects. Uh, some companies think of it as just slight improvement to what they already do, but reality is for an AI project to work to full extent, it really requires a whole different way of thinking. How the process needs to look like, how the people need to be trained and utilize it, and how to make sure it's successful, how to actually continue to watch it, optimize it, measure against certain business metrics to ensure that it works the way it's designed to work. And it's not immediate result and success, right? It takes time to actually build the right solutions and test it till it works. So there's just a lot of misconceptions about AI and the integration, and I think it's causing people to stall it, but also causing people not to get the results that they're looking for.
Fantastic. So, Min, let's talk about measurable ROI. So, what is a specific real-world example of a lift in productivity or sales that you've helped a client achieve with AI?
Yeah, so it's really dependent on the business. When we look at, for example, if we look at, let's say, service businesses, right? Anything from home services, real estate, any of those, depending on the AI project, the improvements can be significant. So if you, for example, automate the workflow with, let's say, a customer service, improvements are massive. In this cases, we save what it would take a full-time person to do now. It only takes a couple hours a day to manage workflow, the voice messages, the customer service requests. So it's really more of a overseeing the process and just addressing the critical issues versus being full-time involved in that process. So those are improvements are usually very quick and massive. It helps small, medium-sized businesses very quickly. The bigger projects, on the other hand, are much more complex and they take a lot longer time to actually get that ROI. That's because of different integrations with different systems and as well as, again, more people involved, more training needed, more workflows need to be optimized to truly give you that more concrete ROI. But we've seen anything from couple weeks return to a few months. But in general, on productivity, it can be anywhere from 30% improvement to hundreds of percents of improvements.
Okay, so what, in your opinion, would you say is the biggest misconception that executives have about what they need to start with AI? Is it a perfect data, huge budget, or something else?
Yeah, so data is very critical. Data drives, especially for larger projects, data drives everything. So the result you're gonna get with AI, it's so dependent on the data accuracy. Now we have ability to help companies to clean up the data, organize the data, to make sure it's done properly before other solutions are built on it. But I wouldn't say that's the biggest issue. It's definitely one of the top. The one of the biggest misconceptions is that the AI can solve big business problems just by itself, right? And people are underestimate the complexity of it to make sure that everything works properly. So, a business may have already systems in place, everything from CRMs to their accounting software to, even ERP. So to make those things work, it's quite a complex job, including integrating data, including making sure that those processes and systems are all interconnected and actually doing what you expect it to do. So AI is really not just like a one tool. It's really more of a system that helps you create the business results you're looking for. And that's, I would say, that's the biggest misconception is just how people look at it. And part of it, why some companies are disappointed in getting the results because they're not approaching it from more holistic point of view.
Right. So for a mid market company, where is the best place to start with AI to get a quick win that builds momentum for bigger projects?
Yeah, that's a great question. Internally, most companies, mid-sized companies, already have great resources. There's already people in different departments that probably have a lot of great use cases that they're already thinking about this, right? Whether it's their internal knowledge of how to use ChatGPT may be better, maybe getting better prompts, right? They're already doing some type of jobs that with additional level of AI, could those jobs could be very much more improved and could drive a lot of excitement and momentum and getting people's buy-in. That's where I would start. If I were a leader of a mid-sized company, I would talk to my department heads to understand what they're already doing and see what ideas they have. So getting them excited, getting them on board, testing those couple of the things, and seeing the momentum. Now, overall, I would say um, you got to follow a system in place, right? Just like we have a 5A framework that we follow to understand where to actually focus. Because every business has so many different opportunities where AI could actually help, but you can't and you should not try to change everything all at once. So it's really critical to understand, diagnose your current processes, understand the technology, data, and see how where that waste is or the opportunities are to increase either your productivity or generate additional revenue. So usually we focus on those within our sprint, 12-week sprint, to understand what area of the business is actually most ready for that AI integration.
Great. So you talked about your 5E framework. Can you tell us about this, elaborate on this 5E framework and how it's actually helping these companies?
Yes, absolutely. So 5A framework, it's what we internally developed to get that momentum and as well as give clarity to business leaders with AI integration. So the first step, well, let me give you all 5 steps first. So it's assess, align, architect, automate, and amplify. So the first step is to assess. So we work directly with the business leaders to understand exactly what the business's challenges are, what the current workflows are, what systems they're using. So we take a full assessment of their business. We want to become as good, if not better, knowing your business in and out than the actual leaders. So once we understand that, we go to the second step, which is align. So alignment is to prioritize those opportunities and agree on one area of focus. We only tackle one project at a time with a client, and it's really critical that that project is aligned with the business metrics. So we agree with the leadership on what metrics we're going to use, how we're going to track them, and what the expectation is on that project. The third step is architect. This is where we bring in development teams to help with technical process to again to design the actual solution. And once it's designed, we go to automation. That's where the implementation of that solution happens. We test it. We work out any challenges. As you can imagine, there's always challenges. We work out any integration challenges, anything that could come up, and make sure that it meets the business metrics. Once we understand that it's working, then we go to amplify stage, which is where now we're ready to go with that solution at a larger scale for the business and get more people involved. We continue to measure the results of it and optimize it for larger scales.
Okay, that's a really insightful one from you. Sounds like a very practical framework there. So, when building AI capability, what's more important for a company to focus on first? Is it hiring the right talent or buying the right technology?
It is, I always think talent is more critical because technology changes quickly. Um, and talent needs to start with again with internal resources if you have them, making sure your teams are both ready from the mindset point of view and the skill set point of view. If they're not ready from the skill set point of view, this is where you can bring extra talent by partnering with other companies, consultants, developers, and so on. So there's plenty of talent out there, but it is critical for the business to have access to that. The tools, the technology itself, it's a somewhat of a byproduct, right, of the talent, mindset, and how they're being applied. So, and tools will change, tools will improve. So, I would say tools is in the third place, and they're definitely critical. But you have to have all other things in place first, including your data and people talent, before other things need to be addressed. Great question, though. Like it.
Yeah, that's equally a fantastic response from you there. So you scale the startup to $70 million. What is the single most important lesson from that experience that you now apply to your AI consulting?
One of the biggest things I learned from that experience was bringing in experts on things that you don't know about or have lack of expertise, knowledge, and so on. Um, I would say that was the biggest thing. It helped us to scale. There was a lot of things we did not know, just like Benjamin Hardy's book of Who Not How. We brought in experts in every area of the business that we needed to improve. Um, because sometimes we just don't know what we don't know, and that's a scary thing when you especially try to do new things. So in the space of AI, I personally I didn't come from a technical background. My expertise has always been more in leadership and operations, but I surrounded and built a team of very technical people that can build solutions of any sort and solve any business problems with technology. So that's where the I realized that you can't solve everything yourself. You need to bring in experts. You need to understand what they can do, how they do things. But leaning on those experts is what really makes a big difference because no one knows everything and they shouldn't. So that's what helped us to scale. That's the biggest lesson I would say that I apply now in everything in my life, not just business. My daughters are actually going to dance school and gymnastics, and we hired professionals to train them, and just within a few months, like their progress has been so much more impactful than before. And it's incredible on what one person, a coach, can do with extra knowledge and experience on teaching kids.
Okay, that's outstanding. So, what would you say it actually costs for a mid-market company to do nothing and wait on AI? So, what are the specific risks they are facing by delaying?
Yes. So, you know, and I've seen clients on both ends. With some leaders, business managers are very quick, ready to jump in, and they want AI solutions, they want improvements. They are ready to invest both time and energy and capital to do those things because they see an opportunity. Now they also come with understanding that those initial projects, solutions may not be perfect yet. It may take time to solve them and optimize them to make sure that they work. However, on the other side, I see some businesses that, they want to wait. They want to see how other companies integrating what they're solving, how they're solving it. And they also realize that, the cost of it is going down. So they think by waiting actually might save money and some issues with integrations because other people will actually spend money to solve those problems. So the problem with the second choice is that if you wait to do that, you may save money. There's no question about that. But you're always going to be chasing other people in the industry. Those who are actually trying things, testing, they're in the game. And when you're in the game, you just see things that other people don't see. They get the ball to play with. So they get access to better solutions, better tools because they're working through those issues versus you or someone else passively sitting on the sidelines and see what happens. So being in the game might cost you more money and more headaches initially, but you leading the game, you have control of it. You understand how it's affecting you, and you are much quicker to pivot and understand how technology can help you. So I highly recommend that people need to be in the game because the world is changing really fast, in especially in business. If you passively waiting, it's gonna cost you a lot more money on missed opportunities than what you would save just by waiting and having other people work out the issues.
All right, really great advice there. So, I mean, what industry, in your opinion, would you say is seeing the fastest ROI from AI right now, and what can other industries learn from their approach?
I do think every industry can definitely benefit from it. But when we look at solutions right now that are work really well, we see a lot of opportunities as well as very established results in services businesses. So any professional services from accounting, legal, home services, real estate, just part of the reason for that is because some of the solutions include, I would say, somewhat lower cost, but also quicker solutions like voice agents and simplified workflows that can be built to manage their process with proposals, with quotations, with accounting workflows. So we see a big ROI in those industries versus bigger, complex enterprise type of solutions because those involve a lot more complexity and time and also bureaucracy of larger corporations. So the industries, again, small to mid market in services, they right now I would say have a benefit of being really quick to adapt to the technology and make their jobs a lot easier, make their job businesses much more effective, while not spending huge amounts of capital on those solutions and definitely building that momentum.
All right. So, how can you help a company balance the need for a quick 90-day win with the long-term goal of a full digital transformation?
Yeah, so what we help with is we can help companies specifically with understanding where to start. One of the biggest questions we get is I want AI, I just don't know where to start. And I'm afraid it's going to fail. So those are the some of the top questions we consistently get. So we help to work by working with you to understand where you can start by diagnosing your systems, your workflows, understanding where those opportunities are, and then coming up with a plan on what's the best opportunity to focus on in that 90 days. So you get some momentum, some excitement, and buy in of your team to do bigger, larger, more complex AI transformative projects. So, if you don't have internal talent that can build those solutions for you, we also able to help you with that as well. We can bring in developers, we can help you in implementers to work with you, your team, or we can do all of it for you if you those skills are not available at your company. So we can be your strategic partner, your AI partner in that transformative journey that business has to go through.
All right. So for a CEO who is still skeptical and perhaps tired of the AI hype, so what is your one sentence argument for why they should actually pay attention to it right now?
I always say that, if you're afraid of something, you just need to start. If you're skeptical, just start with a small project. Find a one opportunity, and that can come from your team. You don't even need to go to outside resources first. Find someone in your team that probably is already doing some creative things that could be just more strategically implemented, and really just focus on that one problem. And it could be something like, simple as understanding how your emails get managed, right? So if you're a CEO or a business leader of a mid-sized company and you get, for example, tons of different emails a day on that status updates of different projects, different clients, your finances, you can automate all of that instead of sending emails and asking people for follow-ups. There is ways to build custom dashboards with AI insights that can just give you those insights for you to manage a business better, that predict the business, predict the market better, predict what competitors are doing. So you have AI becomes more like your partner to make you a better leader. So if you're skeptical, just focus on that. Like focus on what you already do every day and see how AI can help you. And I know it's a lot longer than one sentence, but I hope that summarizes it really well on how AI can help you as a business leader.
All right. So tell us, in your work, turning AI from a buzzword into a profit driver, what does the word innovation truly mean to you, and how does it relate to your work?
So when we work with different clients, one of the things we do is we look for trends in what specific type of client or industry is dealing with. With AI integration, part of the challenge is also like all the different tools, options, and things that people can focus on. And which is a great thing because it brings up opportunities to simplify some of those things. Innovation comes in where we focus on building those micro solutions to solve those very niche, somewhat in some cases small problems, but with big impact. So going back to for example, the example I used on the dashboards, business dashboard, we build a platform that can it's called Remote Agent that can integrate with all your different systems. And as a business leader, you don't have to go to 10 different systems to get your questions answered about your business, about your talent, about your revenue, profit, your metrics, anything. All you need to do is send an email, and that email is connected to a team of AI agents that will pull data, analyze the data, provide insights, build a custom report based on how you like the information to be provided to you, and just give you that report in an email. So, as a business leader, that just saved me so much time and gave me exactly what I was looking for. So, this is for me, that's where innovation is, because once you understand enough about any business and industry, you can build those type of innovative solutions and make people's lives a lot easier.
All right. So, finally, for our listeners who are, captivated by this conversation and want to also start using AI in their own fields, in their own business to, boost profitability. Where do you, where is the best place for them to go to start, and how can they find your resources and follow you on this journey?
Yeah, so the best way to find more about my company and get in touch with me is to go to strategicaiadvisors.com. And there's a booking link to get a 30-minute discovery call there with me or someone on my team. And we can start having that conversation and see how we could help and if there's a alignment there.
All right, Mindaugas, it's been a very insightful conversation with you, and I'm excited to have you on the show today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you again for having me. I appreciate you having this type of platform for businesses to see how they can integrate AI and get help that they need.